2025 season. Injuries, medical staff looking questionable, which I think that whole little post about the job, which I'm going to make a video about it probably some point this week. I got to learn a little bit more in regards to that department. But Chris Brinkley is up there. If we're talking like trainers, we're talking getting players ready. Chris Brinkley worked with LeBron James, Kevin Durant. The list goes on and on and on. I'm talking about multiple NBA champions this young man has been featured with, worked with, and for Caitlin Clark to potentially be.
Renowned NBA skills coach Chris Brickley has recently addressed speculation surrounding a potential collaboration with Caitlin Clark ahead of the 2026 season. The development has generated significant attention given Brickley's impressive track record and Clark's tumultuous 2025 campaign. Brickley stands among the elite tier of basketball trainers in the professional ranks. His resume includes work with superstars like LeBron James and Kevin Durant, along with numerous championship-winning athletes. Another highly regarded trainer in this space is Drew Hanlon, who has similarly built an exceptional reputation for player development. The 2025 season proved challenging for Clark, marked by various injuries and questions regarding the medical staff's approach.
Be on his list, somebody he's eager to work with. Caitlin Clark need to quick, fast, swiftly start working with him, because we know there's a lot of things to Caitlin Clark game that she could work on. And one thing being dealing with the physicality of it all. Now, we seen them telling her to add the muscle. We ultimately know that did not work. I believe the muscle was kind of what contributed to a lot of her injuries for the 2025 season. But if she could somehow work with Chris, he can come up with a system to help her either get out of these tough.
There were particular concerns about the decision to have Clark add muscle mass, which many believe backfired and actually contributed to her injury struggles throughout the season. The added bulk may have negatively impacted her mobility and durability rather than helping her withstand the league's physical play. Working with someone of Brickley's caliber could provide Clark with alternative strategies for handling defensive pressure. Rather than simply bulking up, a more sophisticated approach focusing on footwork, positioning, and developing counters against traps and double teams could prove more effective. Enhancing her ability to create shots off the dribble in tight spaces would also address one of the key challenges she faced when opponents ramped up their physicality. During a recent podcast appearance, Brickley revealed details about his discussions with Clark.
Help her either get out of these tough situations that she be in, especially in the trap, in certain traps, and then turn around and once again adjust, either, shoot off the dribble, something to help her get out of these situations with the physicality of the league. That'd be dope. But with that being said, let's check out what he had to say. Roll the footage.
Yeah. Structure of that specific team.
Yes.
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need
people.
to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin.
The two have been in contact for several years, and plans were actually in place for them to work together last summer following her rookie campaign. However, the arrangement fell through due to logistical complications. Brickley would have needed to travel to Indianapolis, and as a young player on her franchise, Clark was expected to train at the team's practice facility. The trainer expressed optimism about finally connecting with Clark during the upcoming offseason, hoping she'll make the trip to New York where they can conduct training sessions. Brickley spoke enthusiastically about Clark's impact on women's basketball, crediting her with driving the WNBA's explosive growth and popularity. He particularly highlighted her competitive fire and how she's normalized intense competitiveness in women's sports.
For the first 3 years, this is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years. And
you worked with Caitlin Clark?
So we were going to work last summer, but I was going to have to go to Indianapolis. And I respect it. Like when you're young on your team, you work out at your practice facility.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this season, this off season, I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big.
A memorable moment from Clark's playoff run was referenced when she stepped onto the court wearing black Air Force Ones. Though that particular game ended in disappointment as the Fever fell to the Aces in Game 5 of their series. In related Fever news, Lexi Hull made an appearance on the popular Soul Retriever YouTube channel, which features tours of celebrity homes and closets. During the episode, Hull discussed sneaker culture, noting that Clark likely receives the most free shoes on the team due to her signature Nike deal. Hull also mentioned teammate Naylissa Smith's impressive collection of retro colorways. The discussion included Hull showing off various pairs from her personal collection, including sentimental favorites gifted by her fiancé and expensive Travis Scott collaborations. However, the appearance raised some eyebrows as Hull appeared to still have visible bruising from a previous incident.
So big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
She's an amazing talent.
She's
changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that like it's okay for women to be competitive. You know, like
Sure.
And
that was one series that was crazy, bro. She walked out on the court with her black Air Force Ones. We all remember that moment. Now goes on to say, Lexi Hall stated, I mean, what?
Regarding her future with Indiana, Hull acknowledged her status as a restricted free agent heading into the offseason. While expressing genuine affection for the franchise, the fan base, and the life she's built in Indianapolis, she noted the inherent uncertainty that comes with free agency. The situation remains fluid as the 2026 season approaches. Broader league matters have also captured attention, particularly concerning Commissioner Adam Silver's role in both the NBA and WNBA. Silver was instrumental in securing the WNBA's $2 billion media rights package, leveraging NBA negotiations to include the Women's League.
Say Lexi Hall stated, I mean, what the hell? The Air Force One Magic faded as the Fever lost out in Game 5 versus the Aces. Now, she said, I would say, I think Caitlin Clark has the best sneaker game because I think it gets the most amount of free shoes. And also, Tosh has a really good sneaker game. She's like retro colors, which I think is really cool. Now, Lexi Hall was on Soul Retriever YouTube channel. Shout out to Soul Retriever. They big, man. They really.
This strategic move has created increased overlap in ownership between the two leagues. Recent allegations involving illegal gambling have sent shockwaves through the basketball community. Reports involving Jonte Porter, Terry Rozier, and other figures have detailed an alleged scheme using technology like X-ray tables, see-through eyewear, and other sophisticated methods. Players allegedly faking injuries adds another troubling dimension to these accusations. If verified, these revelations could represent one of the largest sports scandals in history.
Retriever YouTube channel. Shout out to Soul Retriever. They big, man. They really, really, really big. So they celebrities' houses and stuff like that, and check out their closet. Well, Lexi Hall appeared on an episode of Soul Retriever. I didn't even know that they had this little bit of subscribers, but guys, definitely go to Soul Retriever. Show them some love, bro. Because, like, if y'all don't know, like, I'm a big sneaker guy, bro. Like, I got a crazy shoe collection. But, I try to leave.
Some observers believe this investigation may eventually connect to earlier reporting from the Wall Street Journal regarding civil rights violations targeting Clark during her rookie season. That report suggested coordinated efforts to target the star player physically, with questions about accountability still unresolved. Clark's status as a cultural phenomenon transcends basketball, drawing comparisons to pop culture icons in terms of her mainstream appeal and fanbase. The intersection of her popularity with league integrity issues could have far-reaching implications for how the WNBA addresses player safety and competitive fairness moving forward. The coming months will reveal whether Clark takes advantage of the opportunity to train with Brickley and how the various off-court matters surrounding the league ultimately unfold.
I try to leave my personal life out of it. I'm launching a third channel, JTL 3.0, that is exclusively going to be about my life because so many people keep copying me. And I think it might be, just to add something different.
What's a recent pair that you picked up?
Ooh, well, I got a few of these from JD Global Access, but these I think are my favorite new pair that I got. And
I look like Lexi still got a black eye, bro. I think she's still got a black eye.
For a player who spent much of her rookie season dealing with physical challenges, a fresh approach to training and preparation could prove crucial for sustained success at the professional level. The emphasis on finding smarter rather than just stronger solutions to combat defensive pressure represents a potential turning point in Clark's development. Elite trainers like Brickley specialize in identifying specific skill gaps and designing targeted programs to address them, which could be exactly what Clark needs after learning hard lessons during her injury-plagued sophomore campaign. As restricted free agency unfolds and roster decisions take shape across the league, the Fever organization faces critical choices about how to build around their franchise cornerstone. Clark's health and continued development remain paramount to those plans, making the off-season training decisions particularly significant for Indianapolis's championship aspirations.
Actually do a good job of covering the league, but 50%, the only tweets that bang are the anti-Caitlin Clark ones. So, and then all the players are retweeting them. But this is one of the tweets. This is actually one of the tweets. This is one of my funniest things. This is one of my funniest tweets I have ever seen. Okay, so we are naming a best team of players who...
A recent social media controversy involving WNBA player rankings has sparked considerable debate within basketball communities. The situation centers around a Twitter account that gained attention through controversial takes on league talent, particularly regarding Caitlin Clark. This particular social media account operates with roughly 50,000 followers and produces legitimate league coverage. However, their most popular posts consistently target Clark with negative commentary. Various WNBA athletes frequently share these posts, amplifying their reach despite the questionable nature of some rankings presented.
Naming a best team of players who are 25 and under in the WNBA. Who is the best player in the WNBA 25 and under? Very obviously, it is Caitlin Clark on screen. Who is the second best player 25 and under? In my opinion, Aaliyah Boston. Who is the third best player 25 and under? In my opinion, Angel Reese. Who's the fourth best player? Paige Beckers. But 2 through 4 are very interchangeable. I think it's Caitlin, Aaliyah, Angel, Paige. Most people...
The controversy reached peak absurdity, with one specific tweet attempting to identify the strongest starting lineup composed exclusively of WNBA athletes aged 25 or younger. When examining who genuinely belongs in such a discussion, the answer becomes straightforward. Clark undeniably sits at the top. Following her, Aaliyah Boston claims second position. Angel Reese occupies third place, with Paige Buchers rounding out fourth. Positions 2 through 4 could reasonably interchange depending on criteria, though Clark's dominance remains unquestionable.
Caitlin, Aaliyah, Angel, Paige. Most people would have Caitlin, Paige, and I was about to say, if you have Paige over Caitlin, if you want to make the argument that you think Paige is going to have a better career than Caitlin, okay, whatever. If you think Paige Becker is better than Caitlin Clark right now, you are a dumbass. Like, you don't understand anything about the sport of basketball. There is the only argument for Paige over Caitlin is if you have 3 All-Stars in your team and you want someone just to stand off the ball. But they're the top 4, and 5 is...
Some individuals attempt arguing Buchers surpasses Clark currently, which demonstrates fundamental basketball ignorance. Anyone suggesting Buchers outperforms Clark right now lacks basic understanding of the sport. The sole legitimate case for preferring Buchers would involve projecting future career trajectories, which remains speculative. Another scenario might involve needing an off-ball player when already possessing 3 All-Stars, though this represents an extremely niche situation. Beyond these 4, the 5th spot generates genuine debate.
3 All-Stars in your team, and you want someone just to stand off the ball. But they're the top 4, and 5 is a close one. Like, Ryan Howard is there, is in that conversation. Leo Phoebish is in that conversation. Sonia Citron is in that conversation for 5. I would probably go Citron, but Kiki Iriafen's in that conversation as well. Like, really, Kiki's in that conversation. But it's very clear who the top 4 are, and then there's a lot of people in that debate for 5. And you might say, oh, these players are better than Angel Reese. Watch basketball.
Ray Howard enters consideration, alongside Liana Ogunbowale and Sonia Citron. Kiki Iriafen also deserves mention in this conversation. Citron might edge ahead slightly, though the competition remains tight. What's crystal clear, the top 4 positions aren't debatable. Some question whether Angel Reese truly belongs this high.
And you might say, oh, these players are better than Angel Reese. Watch basketball. No, they're not. No, they're not. Like, Angel is one of, like, if at any stage the Sky are a competent team, she is going to be an all WNBA player. Like, she has an ability, like, when she wants to play defense, she is locked down. When she, like, the jump shot's not there, but I don't care the jump shot's not there. Her offense, she can be a 50.
The answer, absolutely. Once Chicago assembles competent roster construction around her, Reese will demonstrate elite-level performance. When motivated defensively, she becomes lockdown. Her jump shot needs development, certainly, but her offensive rebounding combined with defensive capabilities allows her to produce 15 points and 15 rebounds while guarding opposing teams' primary threats effortlessly. She doesn't match Boston or Clark's overall impact, but calling her exceptional remains accurate.
Offense, she can be a 15. She can give you 15 and 15 and guard the other team's best player in her sleep. So yeah, like, she's not Aaliyah good. She's not Caitlin Clark good, but pretty good. Really freaking good. But this page, obviously, if we were creating a starting five featuring only WNBA players who are 25 and under, it would look like this. Paige, Citron. First of all, Paige Beckers does not play point guard. You've moved 2 players.
The problematic tweet in question positioned their hypothetical starting five as Buchers, Citron at shooting guard, and notably excluded Clark entirely. Multiple issues plague this lineup beyond just the omission. First, Buchers doesn't operate as a traditional point guard. The account literally displaced 2 athletes from their natural positions. This post accumulated approximately 3,000 likes, demonstrating how rage bait content succeeds.
Paige Beckers does not play point guard. You've moved 2 players out of this page. Moved 2 players, and by the way, this tweet has like 3,000 likes. Like, obviously, this whole page is people rage baiting Caitlin Clark, but like, and this page keeps retweeting it. By the way, this page constantly retweets their own anti-Caitlin Clark tweets. Like, it's constantly retweeting anti-Caitlin Clark tweets. They became Ari McDonald fans despite Caitlin Clark, even though we all fucking loved Ari McDonald. Like, it was hilarious. But, it is...
This account continuously recirculates their own anti-Clark material, creating an echo chamber of negativity. They even pivoted to championing Ari McDonald specifically as Clark opposition, despite McDonald enjoying widespread fan support independently. Those defending this ranking attempt using turnover statistics as justification. They claim Bucher's superior assist-to-turnover ratio proves her superiority. Following this logic, Veronica Burton would rank above Bucher's.
It is genuinely one of those things. And they tried to use their argument, and they were like, oh, you know, Paige is better because she doesn't have as many turnovers. Yeah, Veronica Burton's better than Paige Beckers then. Like, if we're doing that, like, if we are actually doing that, and saying that because Paige Beckers is better because of assist-to-turnover ratio, even though Caitlin Clark scores more points on less shots, shoots better from 2, shoots better from 3, shoots better from the free throw line,
If turnovers determine everything while ignoring scoring efficiency, assist volume, and overall production, then Burton deserves that roster spot instead. The reality, Clark scores more points on fewer attempts. She shoots better percentages from 2-point range, 3-point range, and the free throw line. She averages nearly 3 additional assists per game despite being a rookie when these comparisons began. Both players struggled defensively, though Bucher showed slightly better rookie year defense.